Grant Cothrel is a good friend of mine. We used to play in bands together in high school and have kept in touch over the years. Grant is a design engineer at a firm in Cincinnati. He just got married in May and lives with his wife and dog. Grant is an excellent singer-songwriter and multi-instrumentalist. I'll leave a link to his Bandcamp down in the description below. He also enjoys running, gaming, and making watches. Without further ado, here's my interview with Grant. Hey, Grant.
Hey, Robert.
I'm excited to have you.
Yes, it's very good to be here.
Welcome to the channel. Welcome to those of you watching wherever you may be, whenever you may be. Grant and I will be discussing 3 topics, and probably only one of which we're qualified to talk about, but you know, that's okay. Running, music, and video games. So Grant, tell us a little bit about what you've been up to recently.
Well, yeah, I got married in May, and so we did that in West Virginia, and then we went on our honeymoon, and then we moved to Cincinnati over the summer.
From Pittsburgh, right?
From Pittsburgh, yep. So yeah, kind of like a lot was packed into 2 months. So for a while, we've just kind of been chilling, getting used to living in Cincinnati, working on a lot of different projects, working.
Watches,
some watches, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so lots of life happening.
You could say that for sure.
All right, well, let's jump right into running.
Let's do it.
All right, how long have you been running, Grant?
The first time I ever really tried was in college. So that was probably like 2015. And then
10 years ago.
Yeah, and then I did it for a year, and then I hit my goal, and I was like, oh, I'm done.
You're like, 10K to couch,
Exactly,
mission accomplished.
Yeah. So
achievement unlocked.
So I didn't run for a while, and then I actually hurt both my ankles on separate occasions. So I didn't run for a few years because of that. And then I got back into it maybe 3 or 4 years ago. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I started about when I got married. So that was like 2-3 years ago now.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we're on a similar timeline, I feel.
Yeah. What made you want to get back into it or get into it?
Yeah, so that was going to be my next question. But anyways, for me, I think it was initially to kind of lose some weight for my wedding, even though I wasn't all that heavy. I don't know, it was like a good excuse.
Yeah.
I think the really cool thing about running is it's like such a cheap activity to do, you know?
Yeah, it is. I got into it because I was doing other stuff. I was like swimming and trying to ride my bike more, and the gym I was going to was so crowded. So like I couldn't always get a swim lane, and I couldn't always get a bike. So I was like, well, running is the treadmills are open. So that's kind of
I had a very similar experience, and I wrote a song about it.
Yeah.
And it is cool with running. You get to like do it when you want, where you want. You don't have to rely on a gym.
Totally. Yep, you can be 100% independent.
And I think for me, at least, there is definitely the adrenaline side of things, like the runner's high, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel more accomplished after I run than any other form of exercise. Maybe I'm not doing the other exercises hard enough, but like after a run, I'm like,
well, the other thing. That's the other thing. It's like, I feel like running, I've been really good about like finding that amount that's good for me. And like with the gym, sometimes I'll like overdo it and then I get sick.
Yes. To be fair, that has happened to me with running too. But it's yeah. I don't know. Yeah, running is just like more satisfying, I think.
That's a good word to describe it, because like I like how it kind of takes you places as well. Both literally and figuratively. It takes you places.
Yeah. No, I feel, well, I was actually telling my friend about this because I started running alone, and I mostly run alone, but in Pittsburgh I joined like a running club or whatever. And I love the idea that I could run from my house to the club, run with people, and then run home. Like I was my own car, you know? It was great.
And I remember we had a phone call a few months ago, and we were like, yeah, in high school, like adults wanted us to run. So we were like, no, I don't want to run.
Yeah.
We kind of had to come to it on our own terms, right?
Totally. Do you remember running the mile in gym class?
Yeah, that was kind of awful.
Yeah. Do you remember running it up like in the gym, like up in the stands in the pit?
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. Like the first thing that comes to mind for me is the school track.
Yeah. The one that I remember most because it was so bizarre, it's like a basketball court and then just the bleachers and then there's this upper part and we just had to do like 30 laps around the top.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I guess on the rainy days, right?
yeah.
Have you ever ran a race in the rain?
No, I've only ever run one race and it was
Oh,
nice.
I'm ahead of you on that one.
Yeah.
Then
How is a rain race?
it was fun. I had a good time. It started to rain. It was a mile race. It was this year, and it started like pouring halfway through the race. And yeah, it was enjoyable. I had a good time.
Yeah, I don't mind the rain if it's like as long as it's not like freezing rain. It's usually
No,
like pretty welcome.
it was like a Gatorade Marshall rain
Nice.
type of deal. Okay, you just told me I think the last time we talked you have a you're doing a half marathon next year?
Yeah, so that's the plan. It turns out I signed up for the wrong one.
No.
Yeah. Luckily, I was able to get a refund. It has the same name as the marathon in Columbus, but it's in like Washington State. So I emailed them and they were like, yeah, this happens every year. Here's your refund. But yeah, the plan is to either run the Columbus half marathon or the Flying Pig half marathon in Cincinnati.
It almost would have been better for them not to refund it, and then you have an excuse like, "Oh, guess we gotta
Yeah, I
go."
mean, the thought did cross my mind, but it's like, wow, that's far away for like a
Yeah,
really
no.
random thing. A lot of my friends do that. They'll like travel, they'll make vacations out of their races.
It's definitely a thing. I mean, I haven't done it yet, but maybe I get to the point where I could afford that.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
yeah,
Okay, so you're more of a long distance runner than a short distance runner.
I think so. Yeah, I'm not particularly fast at either, but I like I'd rather go for a longer run than like a short run.
I think I feel like more of a long distance runner, but I think if you mix them, they're kind of complementary. So like I did that mile race earlier this year and that was really interesting. And I think it does kind of help you as a distance runner because you're pacing, right?
Yeah, I've read about it a lot. I mean, not a lot, but like it's apparently it gets your muscles like kind of used to going fast. And so it's, yeah, like, and I was talking with a friend at work who ran cross country in high school, and he was trying to prep me for the mile race that I did. And he was saying, like, you need to train like specifically for that distance. Like, you can't just go out and run 6 miles at a flat pace and then expect to do great in the mile. And that I just like had never really appreciated that before.
It's a whole rabbit hole you can go down on the internet.
Yeah,
Okay. Is running a sport?
100% yes. No doubt in my mind.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here.
Okay.
Running is an activity. It is not a sport.
So what did,
It is a building block of other sports,
hmm.
but there are no rules. There is no objective.
Yeah,
I guess the
okay.
objective would be to be the fastest, but
Yeah, that's fair. So like does a sport mean that there's like a set of like rules that there's like sort of a games there's a game set of game rules
I think all sports are games, but not all games are sports.
and running's not a game.
It's definitely not a game.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay, I could see it.
But it's interesting to think about because it's like the basis for so many sports, right? Baseball, soccer, football, basically all of the
Pretty much
sports.
all of
If
them.
you,
Not
I mean,
polo.
other than handicap,
Yeah, and like water sports or like biking.
yeah, swimming or biking, that's a good point. But then again, swimming and biking aren't sports either, they're activities.
Interesting. So even if it's like a race, you don't consider that a sport?
A race is a race.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. I definitely hear the argument. Maybe it's not a sport, it's an athletic activity.
I would agree. Okay, moving on. What challenges have you faced in your running journey? I know you said something about your ankles
Yeah.
and anything else.
Yeah, so I injured both my ankles. One of them in a motor scooter accident, which was
Oh, no.
dumb. The other one was skateboarding, trying to learn how to skateboard. And that one was really frustrating.
I'd like to see that.
I didn't even do anything cool. I like tried to take my left foot off the board. I just ended up standing on the board again and like just rolled my ankle so bad.
I'm guessing that was the last time you were on a
That's
skateboard.
correct.
If it makes you feel better, the last time I went ice skating, I ended up in the emergency room.
Oh, that doesn't make me feel better.
All right. So, but were those like pretty serious setbacks or?
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't run for probably a year after both of those, and they happened about a year apart. So I was out of the game for at least 2 or 3 years. I definitely should have gone to physical therapy, but I didn't, and so they took a long time to heal.
Yeah, my wife, she has bad knees,
Hmm.
so I'm always kind of thankful for being able to run because, she's always kind of reminding me that it's something I shouldn't take for granted. And obviously, there's a lot of people out there as well who, for physical disabilities, aren't able to run.
Yeah, no, it's a gift. It's not like something we're guaranteed, but I still get really frustrated if I can't run because I'm injured.
Understandable. Yeah, I luckily, and I think this is because of my drumming injury, I haven't had a running injury to date, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm like super intense about it. So it's like I guess it's the closest thing I have to a hobby at this point in my life.
Yeah, I mean that's great that you haven't had like the injuries that have been really common that at least I've seen and experienced are like shin splints. That one just kind of like comes and goes. I was talking with Jack, our friend from high school and beyond, and he's like, "Yeah, shin splints are weird. Like sometimes they'll show up and then they'll just disappear." And it's like, what a crazy injury that is.
Do you stretch?
I stretch now my calves before and after because I've also been getting some Achilles tendonitis and that seems to help with that and it might help with shin splints too. If I do that before and after and I don't push it too hard, I seem to be okay.
What about the foam roller?
Foam roller, I bought one and used it a couple times and I was like, this is a lot of work. So I don't have it with me, but it's like a little marshmallow roller, sort of like a rolling pin. I've used that to roll out my legs a couple times. It's got these little
Oh,
plastic beads, kind of like big, like
cushy.
marshmallow shaped.
All right. Let's go to the last question of this section. Do you listen to music while you run?
I do not. I think I did in college a little bit, but headphones are always falling out of my ears, and I think it's just easier not to. And I listen to stuff all the time anyway, so running is almost like I don't mind it just being kind of like clear.
I'm the same way because I literally just bought some earbuds like this past week and I'm hoping to start running with them, but like it's kind of like a FOMO thing for me where when I run races and down here in Colombia, they have like Brazilian samba school, drumline type of deal at the races. And whenever I hear that, I get like pumped
Yeah.
and like it makes me run faster.
Yeah.
And so I kind of have this thing where it's like, man, if I listen to music, will that make me more inspired? Will it make me a better runner? So it's kind of a FOMO type of deal.
hmm
And I'm going to try and experiment with it, but I am a little afraid of what you were saying, where they're going to fall out on me, which would kind of suck.
Yep. Yeah, I've never had a pair that really stays in. So I just said I don't need it.
And then the other thing is like I haven't figured out how I'm going to do it logistically. Obviously I'm streaming from YouTube.
hmm
I don't know if I don't have Wi-Fi just with my mobile
hmm
data plan. I don't know if that's going to work or not. So I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. See, these are all the things you don't have to worry about if you just go all natural.
Yeah. All right. Well, that brings us to our next section, which is music. This is our forte, pun intended. And yeah, so we're going to divide it into two parts as a listener and as musicians. All right, so starting off as a listener.
Hmm.
Congratulations on getting married this year, Grant.
Thank you.
How is your musical taste compatibility with your wife, Alyssa? Do you guys listen to the same music, or are you guys fighting about what music you want to listen to? Are you always with your earbuds in, or I guess you don't use earbuds, or
Not when I'm running, but other times I do.
okay.
Yeah, I would say there's not there's definitely some overlap. There's definitely some areas we don't overlap. Really, the only time we're both in the same place and wanting to listen to music is in the car. And we definitely, like, our overlap zones are like John Mayer or Maggie Rogers. So we'll listen to them. Alyssa tends to lean more towards, like, she's a huge Taylor Swift fan. And I'm like, I'm lukewarm on her. She's not bad, but it's not like I'm trying to listen all the time.
You tolerate it.
I tolerate it, and some songs are good, but yeah, it's there's some overlap.
Have you heard the new Taylor Swift album?
Yes, Alyssa had me listen
How
to it in the car.
how is it? I haven't
Uh,
listened to it.
yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of opinions about it, so I'm trying to give you just what I thought, which was it was fine. Like it was poppy, it was fun. There's definitely some really catchy songs. I didn't mind it. A lot of people are angry about it, but I'm not sure exactly why.
So you give it a solid 6.5 out of 10.
That's exactly where I would put it.
Yeah, I've just kind of been like avoiding it because I'm just kind of annoyed with the whole thing at this point. But maybe I'll get around to it, maybe I won't.
Yeah. It's not life changing either way.
Kind of like her last album. I was very lukewarm on that, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna take a pass. I'm gonna take a rain check on this new one.
Yep. It's our right as listeners.
All right, so that brings me to my next question. What are your thoughts on the availability of music in 2025? Obviously, we have Spotify and YouTube and all these other streaming platforms.
Yeah. I guess I love the functionality. It's very convenient for me. I understand that it's not typically great for artists, but I still use it. So that must mean that I value listening more than I value whatever negative it has on the artists. So that's where I'm at with it.
I think I'm in a similar place, Grant. I think, back in the days of CDs, you had to pay for the CD, and obviously you did maybe value it a little bit more.
Hmm.
And I think the availability of music these days has really made us kind of more short attention span. Like novelty definitely wears off a lot more quickly, unfortunately, but that's just the way it is. I think I personally, if I had to go back to a time of CDs and paying for music, I wouldn't, if I'm being honest, because
Yeah.
I think it's just great. I think it's just great, like pretty much any song. Do you do this, Grant, where sometimes you'll see something on the internet, or I don't know, you're having like a conversation with your friend and you're like, oh, I haven't heard that song in years.
Hmm.
And you look it up and there it is.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Like, and I
Yeah, yeah.
expect to be able to just have it, you know?
Or it's like when an artist maybe that you haven't listened to in a really long time has like a new release, and then you're like, oh man, I used to listen to these people back in the day, and then you go back and listen to
Yeah. 2 seconds later, I'm listening to that album, from 2008 or whatever. It's so easy.
the nostalgia.
Hmm.
You know what track like gave me like a nostalgia wave the other day in the baby store?
Which one?
The Suburbs by Arcade
Oh,
Fire.
yeah.
I was like, I was not expecting to hear this song
Yeah.
at a baby store in Bogota, Colombia.
Yeah, that whole album gives me huge nostalgia. I've come back to it a few times, maybe like once every
Yeah.
couple years, and every time it's like, whoa.
But they kind of fell off, man. It's like I listened to their newer stuff and it's just like it's not the same.
Yeah, I've not really paid attention. What was that album? Reflector, I think it was called.
That was a while ago. That was
Yeah, I
probably
don't
10
think I've
years
really
ago,
followed
Grant.
them since then.
Neither have I. All right. What are your thoughts on Spotify?
Um, well,
Careful.
I think that they've got a great market position. Pretty much everybody I know uses Spotify. I think that they've done a good job of making music available, and they've worked out a lot of the bugs that their apps had for many years. So I feel like they've got their act together, and I think it's a good product. But I understand there's some controversy around the people behind Spotify
And the business model.
and the business model. Yeah.
Have you seen all this AI shit that's going on, Grant?
I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff. Are you talking about like AI artists?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. My friend actually at work is really into an AI artist. He like listens to him all the time.
Hanging out with the wrong crowd, Grant. But basically, Spotify is paying themselves through AI artists.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, you haven't heard about that? Look it up.
That's
Look it up.
actually really interesting because they like where does most of Spotify's revenue come from? Is it just subscriptions?
Like ads.
Ads? Okay. Yeah, then making their own music makes a ton of sense. Business wise. Not
That's the thing. If you watch my video here on YouTube, Daniel Ek is probably a brilliant Elon Musk level business guru, blah, 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 but he doesn't give a shit about musicians or music or any of that.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's like at the end of the day, I think Spotify's fucked us all over. It's become as household of a name as Coca-Cola by this point.
Totally. Totally.
And it's just like,
We're in deep.
yeah.
But I mean, are they it's not like they're making you listen to the AI music, right? It's just available.
Well, here's what happens is they sneak it onto these playlists.
Okay.
And then it's kind of, you know how it goes.
Yep,
It's
that's
like
clever.
people usually are like washing their dishes or whatever, and they don't even really notice.
Yeah, and they might even look at the artist and be like, "Oh, I've never heard of them," and not realize that it's AI.
Yeah, not realize it's I think Deezer or Tidal or one of those has been doing like disclaimers at the beginning of AI generated songs. Disclaimer, this song was AI generated, but I don't think Spotify is doing that yet. But yeah, boycott Spotify.
Yeah, maybe I'll go back to CDs.
Okay, that was going to be my next question, actually. Right now, I'm just listening to music on YouTube, and I know YouTube has its problems too,
Yeah.
but I'm just glad it's not Spotify. And
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm so the thing I use Spotify the most for is actually podcasts. So,
okay,
and
interesting.
it's like so convenient because I'm going somewhere. Oh, what do I have with me? It's my phone, and it has all of these great podcasts through Spotify. So, like, I guess I could use the podcast app on my phone, but I'm just so used to using Spotify, I don't even really think about it.
See, that's the thing is like they've realized everyone has their phone on them like 24/7, which is a whole nother conversation we could have, but
Look
I
at
guess we're
it.
not going to go
It's
there
right here.
today. It's right here.
It's been here the whole time.
It's kind of creepy. Probably spying on us right
Yeah,
now
some of the
as we're
phones for
speaking.
sure. Some phones you can just hack right into and like boom, there's the camera, there's the microphone.
Yeah, pretty creepy. All right, we're going down some places I didn't want to go to, but all right, so let's go to a happier place. What's some music you've been listening to recently, Grant?
Um, you know, I haven't been listening to that much. My friends introduced me to Mind Chatter. Do you know Mind Chatter? It's a guy. It might just be a guy, but it's just kind of like this fun, like a little
Are
bit.
you sure? You sure it's not an AI?
Yeah, I'm sure. My friend saw him do a show.
Or did he think he saw him do it?
Yeah. We used to listen to it a lot when we played Dungeons and Dragons, and it has this kind of like fantasy vibe, but it's still very modern. Like it's definitely modern electronic music, but it's just kind of like playful and interesting. So I listened to a decent amount of that recently. And then another
So it's
similar.
like electronica.
Yeah, yeah. And then there's this other similar artist called Salamanda, which kind of a similar vibe, but like really fun. I think a little bit like atonal, like not always following the 12 tone music scale,
Interesting.
which is fun on the brain.
Yeah, fun on the
Yeah,
brain. That's going to be the name of the next Grant Cothrel album.
yeah, maybe.
All right. Have you trying to think of what I've been listening to. I've been listening to Latin music, reggaeton. You ever listen to FKA Twigs?
No.
It's kind of pretty interesting.
Okay.
That brings us to our next question, which I'm going to do a screen share. All right, here we go, Grant. How many of these have you heard?
One.
Okay. Let me guess, Sabrina Carpenter.
That's right.
I knew it. You think it's album of the year?
I don't think so. I mean, it's good.
No. You want to hear my opinion?
Yeah.
I think it's Bad Bunny.
Okay.
That's a really good album. Like this is the album that got me to actually appreciate reggaeton.
Okay. And it means I should have taken more photos?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, we'll give that a listen tonight. Alyssa and I are going out, and she likes Bad Bunny, so
Yeah, you should listen to
put
it.
it on in the car.
I got a whole slideshow for you, Grant.
Nice.
Can you see that?
Oh yeah, Bop of the Year.
Pop of the year. Before I give you the options, do you have a particular choice that stands out in your mind?
You might judge me for this, but it's Golden by Huntrix from K-pop Demon Hunters.
No, not again with the Demon Hunters. Well, that's not one of my options.
All right.
Here are my options, Grant. This one.
Oh, I have, yeah, Shake It to the Max.
This one.
Yeah.
This one. And this one.
Hell yeah.
There is a right answer.
I really did like Shake It to the Max. I don't know if that's the one. Yeah. I can't even really describe it. It's I haven't heard a lot of songs like it.
Yeah, it's like really crazy what they do with the beat. It has that kind of like DJ scratch and like it's like very I don't know, it's like hypnotizing.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It is hypnotizing. And the video too.
Yeah, the video is pretty crazy too. All right, let me see where we're at. Good choice.
Thank you.
What are some genres, Grant, that have you excited?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer. I mean, I've always really enjoyed pop and like singer-songwriter stuff that's not cheesy. So like, yeah, I don't know, just kind of like basic pop songs that are so good. That's kind of
You
where
ever listen to hyperpop?
hyperpop. No. What is
I
it?
wish I had like a gasp sound effect.
Yeah.
I need to get one of those sound effects.
You do.
No, so have you ever heard of Sophie?
Just Sophie?
Yeah, just Sophie.
No, I don't think so.
You ever heard of Charlie XCX?
Yes.
Okay, so Charlie XCX, and this is kind of interesting because so I listened to Charlie XCX like when it wasn't cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Back to their first album called True Romance. And then she came out with her second album, which was like, I'm not as much of a fan of the second album as the first album. And then I just stopped listening to Charlie XCX until like last year when Brat came out.
Mm-hmm.
Brat Summer.
Yes, I remember the Brat Summer.
But it turns out she had like this really interesting trajectory between the times I like stopped listening to her and started listening to her again. She worked with like a lot of other English electronic music producers, and there was this whole movement called hyperpop where it's basically these producers kind of like are unironically trying to make really pop sounding music.
That's interesting.
And yeah, so it turned into hyperpop. And Sophie, the people who kind of started it are Sophie, who's unfortunately dead now, and this guy called A.G. Cook, who's Charlie XCX's creative director, and he also is kind of her main producer. But they use these like really exaggerated electronic noises and kind of like glitchy sounds, and it's really bizarre sounding. Just look up PC Music. So there was a whole label, it was called PC Music, and it's no more.
Okay.
I arrived late to the party, so I was like, "Oh man, PC Music," and then I read that like, "Oh, we're shutting it down."
Oh, okay.
But it's still good music. There's like a lot of different artists, and yeah, check it out.
Sweet.
All right, Grant, time for the emotional part.
Okay.
We are making the transition to music as music creators section.
Uh-huh.
So I have a confession, Grant.
Let's hear it.
So back in high school, you were really creative and you had a lot of music that you always posted, I think, to like SoundCloud, Bandcamp, stuff like that. And don't take this the wrong way, but I did make a remark at one point in time, I think out loud. It was like, oh, has Grant ever heard of quality over quantity?
Yeah.
And then this kind of became my mantra or whatever for making music, where I'm like, okay, if I'm going to make music, it has to be good. Like, it has to be perfect. I'm a perfectionist. Whereas I think on your end, you were just like, I'm just going to keep them going, baby. I'm just going to keep them coming.
Absolutely.
So over the years, you kept making music, and then I just stopped making music altogether because I was like, if I can't do it right, I may as well not do it at all. And I think that kind of hurt me. That hurt my music career, if you will. I came across a video from a YouTuber called Ali Abdal. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Nope.
But this is probably about 2 years ago, and I've heard this story in other YouTube videos. But basically, he was going on about how there was a study done in a university pottery class. They divided the class into two groups, and they said one group, okay, you guys make as many pots as you can. And then the other group, okay, you guys are only going to make one pot, and it has to be an amazing pot. Guess who made more progress?
The many potters.
The many potters. So I was like, oh shit, Grant's been right this entire time. It's quantity over quality.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I could take that much credit for it like it was intentional. I think, like, from my perspective, I liked doing it. And truth be told, I mean, I thought, go ahead.
You weren't like too concerned about what other people thought of your music.
Yeah, no, I liked it, and so I was like, that's good. I think this is good.
It's good enough for me. It's going to be good enough for everyone else.
That's right. And I had about 3 fans, and that was good enough.
I was one of them.
Steven was another big proponent.
Oh, it's crazy though, but like I just feel like I'm making up for lost time, because like there's this whole time during my life where I was like, fuck music, I'm never doing music again. Oh, lots of
yeah, well, and it can be super frustrating if you're really dead set on making music. It becomes really hard. Like I haven't made anything for a couple of years now, maybe 2 or 3, and like I just haven't had any idea.
You definitely need the right life circumstances to be able to kind of get that creative juices.
Yeah. And you got to have like something you're excited about. And usually it just comes from like messing around or like humming to myself. And I'm like, oh, I liked that. Let me record that. And then maybe I come back to it. Maybe I don't. But yeah, I've never been able to just like sit down and write music.
Yeah, but they say that's what you should do. But I don't know, like sometimes you just get creative blocks.
Well, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like if I had to write a song right now, it would be terrible.
You never know.
I guess that's true. You never know. Odds are it would be terrible.
I think it'd be pretty good, Grant.
Well, I appreciate it.
All right. So how do you stay motivated to keep releasing music?
Like in high school and stuff, it was like I was so excited to be doing it for the first time. It was like just like naturally, inherently so exciting to me. Like I had this, I forget what the brand name is now, but it was like yes, it was like an 8-track recorder, and I just thought that was so cool. Like I was so excited just to use it, and that carried through a lot of college. And honestly, yeah, like what kept me motivated was just like ideas of new songs and like kind of the joy that comes with like seeing it come together and adding your different instrument tracks. And like I don't have a vision necessarily for a song. Sometimes I do, but not always. And so just seeing what happens as you keep adding tracks and
no, I'm the exact same way, Grant.
Yeah. It's really interesting to see what it becomes, and like sometimes it's like totally different than what you thought it was going to be. You're like, oh, that's way better than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it kind of takes you to places where you're like, huh, I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
End up like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's kind of interesting because for me, at least, I think when I'm making music or like in the process of making music, it's really important the music I'm listening to because maybe I'll hear something
Yeah.
in another song and I'll be like, can I tweak a little
Yeah.
bit from there,
Yeah. Yeah,
make it work
absolutely.
in my song?
I've made it a habit on my Bandcamp. I think I say what artists I'm listening to when I release that album, just for my own sake of
It's
like
like
I can go back and be like, yeah, that's
personal records.
yeah, like that's the, and it's to me it's obvious like the sounds I was trying to emulate. To other people it might not be like I might not have done that good of a job, but
Yeah, that's the other thing is like I think I was watching a YouTube video from this guy called Brian Funk, and he was basically saying you should try to emulate like your favorite artists, even if you don't end up sounding like them, because then you'll kind of end up creating your own style
Mhm,
from trying to sound like them.
totally.
So
Yep, that definitely happened to me.
how did you do the keyboard solo in the song Celebrate off of your latest release? Because when I heard that, I was like, whoa, how do you do that?
Yeah, I similarly was like, "Whoa, how did I do that?" I think what I did is I had GarageBand. That's what I did my last album in, and I was just playing around with the MIDI. And
Oh, it is MIDI.
yeah, it's MIDI. And so,
It sounds like it's not MIDI.
good. Yeah, it's an electric
It's
piano.
like, they fell for it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just kind of was throwing notes down and it just started sounding cool and I just like kept kind of tweaking it and adding to it over the course of probably a couple weeks. I think the second half was more challenging than the first half.
Okay, so I'm interested. You record live and then you go into GarageBand and then you overdub it with MIDI.
What I usually do is do like a scratch track of guitar or piano. That's just a placeholder to keep my, what are the chords at certain points in the song. And then I'll add like drums, bass. Then I might redo the piano and guitar or keep them if they're good enough. And then I'll add like sort of accent instruments like trumpet or like MIDI sounds. And so with that piano solo, I knew I wanted a solo there. And so I went through and like looked at a bunch of sounds and was like, okay, this electric piano sounds cool. And I was like, all right, I've got 16 bars or whatever. Like, let's see what I can do.
No, it was a cool solo. I thought it was like live.
Oh, I wish. Yeah, I'm not that good.
I was wondering, like, did Grant do like a George Martin type of deal where he played it at halftime and then he sped it up?
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
like sometimes with MIDI, I will play it, but I'll do like, one hand at a time. And then you can, in GarageBand, probably other softwares too, you can just keep recording on top of your MIDI track.
We can quantize.
Yes. And yeah, the quantizing also really helps.
You didn't hear that from us, folks. All right, so I got another screen share to do.
Bring it on.
All right, Grant, tell us about this.
Yeah. I was like, what is this? So someone I worked with, he made movies. He like wrote and directed and filmed and produced short films as like a hobby. He was an engineer, is an engineer, similar to me. And he was making this movie and he knew that I made music. It was for a competition, I think. I forget how long they had, maybe a week or something. And so he asked me, and I was like, yeah, that sounds awesome. And so then I looped in my friend Brian, who is musically way better than me. He's like an excellent piano player. He can play trumpet really well and like any stringed instrument. And so I looped him in. Then we got together a couple times and just kind of banged it out, knowing kind of the general flow of the movie, like what the mood was and transitions and stuff. Yeah, luckily he's musically very gifted and it kind of worked out.
Yeah, I watched the movie. It's a sad movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did a good job, though.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I can take no more than half the credit, realistically less, because yeah, Brian is really good. He's awesome.
Would you like to do more in this realm? You can't leave your IMDb like this, Grant.
I
I get some more credits, man.
do. To be honest, I did not even know I had this credit. I didn't realize my friend Polkit is the one who made the movie, so he must have added me to it. But yeah, I mean, I would love to. I would need someone like Brian to hold my hand through the process and add some different ideas because I'm so pop minded. Um, I need someone who can kind of like pull me back into the musical score world. But yeah, I mean, I'd be down.
So I did some more snooping on the internet. Here we go, Grant. All right.
What?
This is your iHeartRadio similar artists in case you weren't aware.
I cannot explain this.
Is this like back with the Electric Fetus when I listened to a lot of Katy Perry and then it just like randomly showed up as our similar
I
artists?
think it must be. I'm trying to even think like, is this people listening to my music on iHeartRadio.com? Because those are also just three huge artists. So like by default, if anyone listened to my music, they probably heard these people too.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever tried to sound like any of these artists, but maybe I do.
All right. Well, good to know. We got a little game here for you.
Okay.
So I clicked on the similar artists link
Hmm.
and it brought me to this page. So apparently they're saying you sound like these artists. I don't think you do, but
Yeah, I would disagree. I would disagree.
but if you were to collaborate musically with any one of these artists,
Hmm.
who would you choose?
Wow. What an opportunity. um, I mean, wow. That would be crazy. But I would choose, it's between Bruno and Taylor Swift. Um, I would probably go with, I don't know actually, because Bruno Mars, I like a lot of his stuff, but sometimes it's like a little bit too much for me. It's like a little bit too R&B almost. Whereas I know my girl Taylor is going to serve it up right down the plate, pop style. That's going to be real good for me. Um, so I might go Taylor on this one.
All right, I thought you were going to go with Bruno Mars, so I was going to tell you you can't choose Bruno Mars.
I almost, that was my gut, but then reason told me Taylor would be a better choice.
All right, as long as you didn't choose Drake. All right. So that actually wasn't the last question of that segment. But we got one last one, and then we're going to talk about video games.
All right.
So, Grant,
Yes, sir.
what is your bucket list musical project slash endeavor?
It's a really good question. I don't know that I have one, but things that come to mind would be like being part of a bluegrass outfit. I think that would be awesome. I'm not good enough at any of those instruments to be a part of something like that at this time, but I think that would be really fun.
I think you're pretty good at guitar.
I could probably be a guitarist. Not so much on the solos, but I could definitely be rhythm guitar.
Because you've been playing guitar for a long time, haven't you? When did you start?
Yeah, when I was like 13.
So you want to be in a bluegrass group?
That I mean, that would be more of like a fun thing. Um, then I mean, one thing I've always really been interested in is like composition. Um, Sort of like the opposite of pop, where it's like you got like a whole orchestra, basically composing a piece for an orchestra. I've barely dipped my toe into it using some free software online years ago, and
MuseScore?
it was MuseScore. But
No,
yeah,
yeah, so basically I spent like all of last year kind of experimenting with MuseScore, a little bit with Reason. I'm kind of that way too. I guess if someone asked me this question, I'd really like to score a video game one day, I think. That'd be really
yeah,
cool.
that would be sick. That would be absolutely sick. My buddy Eric does he does these competitions kind of like what you do. Um the ones he's done, it's like compose a piece based off of this image, and it'll just be, a random image of, it'll be a painting or something like that. And yeah, and then he'll spend like the whole month composing using, I'm not sure what program he uses.
It is pretty crazy what software is capable of. I think Logic and Cubase are kind of the two big ones. And from what I understand, they work as well for composers as they do for producers.
Hmm. Wow. Impressive.
Yeah, one of these days I'm hoping to get Cubase, but yeah, I mean I've been studying a bit of composing because basically when I started up doing music again about 2 years ago now, I wasn't sure really what I wanted to do. So I was like, oh, let's try doing the video game music composer thing. I was doing that for a while, and I'm at a point now where I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm more of a producer, but I still do really like the composition
Hmm.
side of things as well. So,
Yeah, and it's something I don't know anything about. Like I've never been actually educated on any kind of like classical music or composition.
see, I have a bit, so
Yeah, I'm sure that makes a difference.
maybe. All right. So now we're going to talk about video games.
Nice.
Not the Lana Del Rey song, by the way, which I would sing, but I don't want copyright takedown notices. So, where do we start, Grant?
We love them. We love them.
I do enjoy them when I have the time, which is not very often,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
I hear you.
but that is life.
Yeah.
So, I am interested in discussing the social role of video games, the role of video games in society.
Okay.
So we were talking on the phone not too long ago, and I was kind of telling you how like running and video games are at like opposite ends of the spectrum. Because when you tell your friends you're going for a run, they're like, "Oh, congratulations!" You, and then when you tell people you're gonna play some video games, you're like, "Oh, you fucking loser."
I have had people literally tell me congratulations when I told them I ran.
But, and this is because I'm an addict to YouTube nowadays, I watched a YouTube video and this guy was basically citing all these scientific studies that are basically saying video games are better for you than doom scrolling.
Yeah, I believe that. I definitely believe that.
And it's like we live in a society where social media is the sexy thing and video games are also the sexy thing, but they're also not the sexy thing,
Yep. Yep.
depending on who you ask.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I don't know. I think what I don't like about video games, and this also goes for social media, is it just moves so fast and there's always like the latest game and
Hmm.
it's like I don't want to shell out $60 for something that, I might play for a month.
Hmm.
I'm more interested in longevity.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, and for me, like I didn't really like video games until Zelda Breath of the Wild. And then I was like, oh, I like video games.
Yeah, for me it was like so I loved video games when I was a kid. You didn't play video games when you were a
I mean,
kid?
I did, but then I guess I totally fell off of them later
Okay,
in life.
so here's my spiel. So basically, when I was a kid, I like loved video games, and then when I was a teenager, I was like, "Oh no, I'm too cool for video games. I'm a drummer." And then I think like in my 20s, like late 20, Breath of the Wild,
Hmm.
I was like, "Wait a minute, I'm not too cool for video games."
Yeah. Yeah, no, that game is it's incredible and it's in my opinion it's like that's what I want to be playing. Like I want something that feels free, that's beautiful to look at, that has like lots of main quests which are more important and also side quests that don't really matter as much. Like I
Whole open world aspect
yeah,
to it.
no. And so
Did
much
you play?
discovery.
Did you play Tears of the
Yeah.
Kingdom?
Yeah.
Which is better?
I don't know. Breath of the Wild has a beautiful simplicity to it. Tears of the Kingdom, there's like a lot, there's just more stuff. And I like building stuff, but I'm not like hooked on it. So, but I also like the skies and the depths. You put me in a real hard place here, Robert. I don't know.
I'm sorry. You don't have to
I
answer
probably
if you
put
don't want
more
to.
hours. Wow, I put a lot into Tears of the Kingdom too. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna say Tears of the Kingdom. It was really good.
Okay, cool. I haven't played it. I just haven't had time.
Yeah, I mean it's similar to Breath of the Wild, but with more.
So why do you think society frowns upon grown adults playing video games?
Yeah, I feel like maybe it's like a stereotype that came up as we were kids, but I just feel like in media, like adults playing video games were always depicted as like unhealthy, unattractive, uncool,
Live in your mom's
living in your
basement.
mom's basement. So I think society, at least I've sort of, you know, I know of that narrative. Like I'm part of me could see that, but it's just not real, you know? Like so I think society is wrong to an extent, but I also could see where like if you're ignoring the people in your life, if you're if you're not engaged in life and you're just playing video games, yeah, I'd not see that as cool.
All about
It's all
balance.
about balance.
Do you think video games are going to be more or less relevant in the overall media landscape in the years to come? Why or why not?
I would say more because I think they're going to keep getting better and more expansive, and people will actually start to spend more of their lives in like virtual reality. Um, we're going to hit that point
Hold
where
on.
people want to do
Hold
that.
on. I got a hot take for you,
Yeah,
Grant.
let's hear it.
This is a viral moment. I think virtual reality is already here.
It's here.
It's called social media.
Oh.
Mic drop.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like a fake digital reality that people spend a lot of time in.
It's like people are so concerned about what they look to other people on other people's screens, and they just forget to live in the present.
Totally. Well, and it's like the for me, it's the moment I'm bored, that's when social media comes out. It's just like entertain me. But then when I do that, I get all of these messages, right? I open myself up to all of these messages about how people should look, how people should act, what's important,
Not healthy.
it's definitely not healthy.
Go play some Zelda, man.
Yeah, I do need to. You're right.
Tell you what, and this is a little later on, but I wish Zelda was multiplayer, but
Totally.
I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a little bit here. Okay, so I kind of have a hot take on this. I don't think video games are going to become more relevant. I think they're going to be about as relevant as they are right now, because I think video games are always going to be something that kind of people do in their spare time. But I think videos, like normal videos, are also going to maintain their spot, because there's lots of people who have really demanding jobs, and at the end of the day they just want to put on Netflix or something like that.
Yeah,
And video games are like a lot of work compared to watching.
totally.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
totally.
know.
Yeah.
That's my
I agree with that. I don't think video games will replace movies or TV, but I could see people going even deeper into them and like sort of losing themselves to that universe.
Okay, that's an interesting you mention. I read a whole book about video game design,
Hmm.
and basically there's like an entire section about kind of world building, and there's these certain franchises which I think the author of the book, Jesse Shell, called cross media franchises, but it's basically like Pokemon, where they have the TV show, they have the video game, they have the card game, and they're all working synergistically with each other.
Hmm.
So it's kind of a crazy thing, and that's branding, of course, as well. But it's kind of like I just watched this movie, Demon Hunter, no, Demon Slayer. I get them mixed up. I did not watch the K-pop
Come on.
thing. I watched the cooler one. But basically what the guy in the book was saying is like world building, you have to be really careful because you can't have inconsistencies, because then people aren't going to believe they're in this make
Hmm.
believe world anymore.
Hmm.
So kind of interesting.
Yeah, that makes sense. I listened to this podcast called The Besties, and they review video games. And that's actually something they were talking about recently. Just like any little inconsistency or difficulty, like with the UI user interaction, like any stuff like that, just totally.
Or the lore,
Yeah.
like, I remember with Star Wars, like the whole midichlorian things, a lot of people were pissed off about that.
Yes. Yes. A logical error in the lore.
All right, next question. Sorry, I got a burp.
Bring it on.
There we go. Yeah, let me drink some water. I'm getting a little parched. So, what are your thoughts on digital versus physical video games?
Hmm. Yeah, I like physical. For me, it's just that I know that the technology is going to become old and in like 5 years, and I'll probably want to replace it. And if I can sell my stuff for even like a fraction of what I bought it for, then that's great. Like I can reclaim some of that. Whereas if it's digital, like as soon as if I sell my Switch with digital purchases, those are all going to get wiped. So that's why I choose it that way.
Yeah, so my opinion, so you're saying from a consumer point of view, physical is better,
Hmm.
which I agree with. But I think from like the video game developer's point of view, like a supply chain point of view, a digital is amazing.
But rules for them, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, think about it. So I've been playing this game Undertale, and the guy who made Undertale, I'm sure he didn't have that much of a budget. He also did the soundtrack, by the way.
Wow.
And this has become a game that's loved by people the world over. And he didn't have to worry about physical distribution because it's a digital game. So I think that's a pretty amazing thing. And the same goes for music, right?
Hmm.
There you can have this thing and upload it on the internet and people the world over can enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean you're absolutely right. And I have bought some things digitally, and it's those smaller games that you can't necessarily get a cartridge for, or like they might have made some cartridges but not that many. And yeah, for stuff like that, I mean, you make a great point. Like if you're an independent developer, like that's pretty much the only way.
If the price is reasonable, like I'm not going to pay $60 for a digital video game. It's just out of the question. That's the really cool thing about this whole indie game movement.
Yeah, they just get direct access to consumers.
All right, how much do you game, Grant? How many hours in a given week would you say?
It depends. I would say probably like on average 1 to 2, but it depends. Like I might go through a week where I spend like 5 hours playing something, and then other weeks I don't play it at all. What I've found that I really like are like more cooperative multiplayer games. Like,
Okay, that's gonna really tie into my next
nice, okay.
question. So I'm just gonna freeball this. So basically, I know we used to like really play a lot of Mario Kart in your basement, and that was just like a really fun thing to do in a social setting. And I was actually video editing my previous interview, and Freddie, the guy who I interviewed, we got to talking a lot about the Zelda games, and
Hmm.
we both loved the Zelda games. The music was absolutely fantastic. And I really got to thinking about like, man, I pretty much grew up right alongside those games. And I do have a Google Doc, like all the things I want to do with my son. And I had like certain video games on there. And I was like, oh, I need to put the Zelda games on there. And then I was like, wait a minute, I can't play the Zelda games with my son.
Is that just because they're not like you don't have the game system for it?
No, because they're single player games. There are certain video games which I mean are part of my child like I don't think I'll ever forget playing the Halo games with my older brother, the co-op mode.
Hmm.
As dumb as that sounds, but it's like, man, and I think it is a cool shared experience between two or more people. I don't really like playing video games with like people over the internet. And I've never really been about that, but I mean, I think that's some of my favorite memories as a child playing like Super Smash Brothers or so.
Totally. Yeah, no, I think like that's where I mean we played a ton of Mario Kart, probably way too much Mario Kart. Like, but yeah, I mean the reason it was fun is because we were all there, and like I still experience that. Like I'll play Fortnite by myself, and I'll play like one game, and I'm like that was okay. But then if I'm playing with my buddy, I'll call him, and then we'll play online. It's like, oh yeah, that's way more fun.
I think that's what made the Wii such a beautiful thing was like it was a relatively affordable home console. Wii Sports was included and everyone had a Wii and everyone played Wii Sports
Yeah.
and it was such a fun thing to do.
Yeah, no, it really was. And like yeah, people who normally would say, "Oh, I don't play video games," like they were playing Wii Sports.
And I'm at a point where Like for video games for my son, I'd like him to play the Zelda games. And like, I don't know if this is being selfish, but like, I'd almost prefer him to like play the games I played growing up because there's like a lot of microtransactions and all
Hmm.
this
Yep.
BS
Yep.
that's kind of in the modern video games. So I know you said you bought a GameCube,
Hmm.
and maybe now is the time to buy a GameCube, folks.
I don't regret it.
While you still can.
Yeah, no, that was my thought is like there's a finite number of GameCubes out there that still work. And I got one that works and I don't have to pay a monthly fee. Like, because you can play a lot of GameCube games now through the Switch too, but you have to be a member. And like I don't play
Hmm.
that often, so it's not really worth it. But for a one-time fee, you can get a GameCube. I already had the remote, had some memory cards. You're good to go.
I got a Blu-ray player this year.
Ah,
It's kind of a similar. Do you play board games?
yes. We actually just played Twilight Imperium. Have you heard of that?
You're telling me about it.
Okay, yeah. So it's like an 8 to 10 hour game, and I played 2 rounds of it this past week.
Is it kind of like Risk?
It's a lot like Risk, but with more mechanics. It's like Risk, but complicated.
But Dungeons and Dragons is kind of the same way, right? Where it takes like really long time.
Yeah, so Dungeons and Dragons is like you can play for a few hours as like a session, and then that's like you might make like 2% progress through the campaign. So like you do that like 50 times, and that's like a campaign. And then
See, I've never played Dungeons and Dragons. I kind of have like FOMO.
yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's not like the game I would choose to play every time, but if you have a good DM and you're playing with people that you like, then you're in good shape.
I'm missing out.
Yeah.
That and Settlers of Catan.
Yeah. That's a good place to get in because yeah, Settlers, I mean it's similar to Twilight Imperium just with like much less to worry about.
And I think board games, I like how you're not using a screen. So I think board games, I definitely want those to be a part of my child's upbringing.
I think it encourages like more interaction. Like we were talking a lot more playing that board game than we would playing a video game. Or we were having different conversations. You kind of get to like see what makes the other person tick, like talk about strategy, like there's all kinds of interesting avenues you can go down.
And it's kind of interesting the whole digital versus physical aspect of things because I think it is nice to take a break from the digital world, right?
Absolutely.
All right, well, let me see if we got any more questions for you. Grant,
Yes.
are video games a waste of time?
No. Sometimes. I would say I've wasted my time playing video games, but I've also really spent my time wisely playing video games. If you're playing with another person, it's probably not a waste of time. That's kind of how I view it. And if you're playing alone and you're having fun, then it's not a waste of time. But I have played video games alone and not had fun, and that is a waste of time.
Okay, real quick. I think that's the problem with these crappy mobile phone games where it's just like, oh, I'm not having fun. I'm just doing this to have something to do,
Yep. Yep. It's the same thing as doom scrolling.
pretty much. Are video games a waste of money?
I would say the same rules apply. Like, yeah, I at this point in my life, I'm willing to spend, a few dollars per hour of entertainment. I view it as like compare like some games on the store or whatever are like $5. I'm like, okay, well, I would spend $7 on a beer if I was at a bar. So like, even if I don't like this game that much, like it'll entertain me for as long as that beer would have.
All right, Grant. So, this is our last section. We're going to talk about the end of the year. This is our Christmas
Woo!
special. What did you ask Santa for?
I asked Santa for a T-shirt from the McElroy brothers. They make my favorite podcast, my brother, and me, and they have a T-shirt for sale. Um, and so that's what I asked for. We'll see if I get
All right, good luck.
it.
Any big plans for 2026?
Um, yeah, we talked about the half marathon. That's probably going to happen. And besides that, I'd like to make another album. I haven't committed to it yet. But
Oh,
even like 4 or 5 songs, just because it's been a couple years, I think that would be cool.
nice. Do you know what genre?
My friend Chloe
Just
wants me to
pop.
make a disco album, but
Ooh, Bee Gees.
yeah,
Bee Gees inspired Grant Cothrel
it
album.
could be. Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting.
You got any New Year's resolutions?
I haven't thought that far ahead, but I would say to be less anxious.
See, you got to have a measurable New Year's
Yeah, you're right.
resolution.
To do less of my anxious behaviors.
I mean, you can't measure that.
Yeah, you're kind of right. What if I just stop my anxious behaviors cold turkey? I can measure that.
It's too psychological, Grant. You got to pick a more concrete New Year's resolution.
Um, hmm, okay. If I don't want to commit, I'm nervous to commit it, but hypothetically, I'd like to run close to 1,000 miles.
Okay,
We'll see.
we'll see if it
We'll see.
happens. All right, what about your quarterly quests, Grant?
My what now?
Your quarterly
Oh,
quests.
quarterly quests.
Have you
Um,
heard of those?
yeah, I I would say honestly, it's like winter gets hard, you know? So my quarterly quest for the first quarter would be just like survive it because it gets pretty gray here and cold.
And it's not very much of a quarterly quest.
um, maybe I should try to get some more customers for my watch business. That would be cool.
You gotta set a number. One new customer for your watch
Yeah, I would
business.
say one per quarter would be cool.
Well, thank you for being here, Grant.
Yeah.
That wraps up today's interview. Thank you for those of you watching from wherever you're watching, whenever you're watching. Happy holidays. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next year.
Sounds good.